The Brewers take on the Cubs, 2:20 Eastern first pitch on opening day 2022. Milwaukee's the $1.70 favorite on the road, no total posted as of yet. And following Tuesday's sports wagering action, we're 5-1 in our last 6 board member tier package bets on brockpage.com. And if you want to access today's board member tier package bet, the link for that play is in the description section below. Now I'm going to give out some more info about that website at the end of the video, and why it's important to be signed up to it if you follow me here on YouTube. But as far as this game's concerned, it's Corbin Burnes who should be getting the nod here for Milwaukee. Kyle Hendricks on the other side for the Cubs. And even though Hendricks garnered 14 wins this past season, he did finish the year with an ERA above .475. Now, the righty gave up a career-high 200 hits in 2021. He also finished the year with a 1.34 whip. And as far as this season is concerned, Hendricks had a shaky spring training as well. Now, out of 4 starts, he gave up 6 homers and finished with an ERA above .950. Now, the Cubbies are taking on a Milwaukee team who's got Corbin Burnes on the mound here on Thursday. Burnes actually struck out 234 batters last year in the regular season, along with a .94 whip. I'm going to go ahead and lean toward Milwaukee winning this one outright for some money line cash. Next contest, it is going to be Mets versus the Nationals, 4:05 Eastern first pitch. New York's minus 145, total still off the board. But despite being the $1.45 favorite in this one, there's still no confirmed starter yet for the Mets. Meanwhile, for Washington on the other side of things, Patrick Corbin is going to take the bump for them. And even though Corbin had a rough year in 2021, he did strike out 143 batters. He started in 31 games. Now, in limited action during spring training this season, Corbin allowed 0 earned runs through 9 innings of work. He's taking on a Mets lineup who was notoriously bad at getting on base and scoring runs last year. I'm going to go ahead and lean toward Washington plus 1.5, getting the job done for some run line cash. Next contest, it is going to be the Guardians taking on the Royals. Of course, the Guardians, formerly known as the Indians, and that's going to be a 4:10 Eastern first pitch. Cleveland's minus 120, totals 8.5. Shane Bieber for the Guardians, Zach Greinke for Kansas City. And even though Greinke finished with 11 wins in the regular season with Houston last year, he still ended up with a .416 ERA in the regular season. As far as this year is concerned, Greinke finished spring training with a .405 ERA through very limited work. He's taking on a Cleveland squad who's got Shane Bieber on the hill for them on Thursday. Shane had a .317 ERA in 2021, and he allowed only 34 total earned runs through over 96 innings of work. I do think the Guardians should be able to get the job done in this spot here. Pretty good price point as well. I'm going to lean toward Cleveland minus 120 and the under 8.5. Next ball game, little divisional matchup here. I'm talking about the Pirates taking on the Cardinals, 4:15 East. St. Louis is minus 220, totals 8 runs. Adam Wainwright for St. Louis, JT Brubaker for Pittsburgh. Now, Brubaker allowed 4 earned runs in just 8 innings of work during spring training. He also got the W just 5 times in 24 starts last season, and he finished the 2021 campaign with a .536 ERA. And in addition to some pretty lackluster pitching, the Pirates pretty much have been unable to hit over the past couple of seasons. Now, they're taking on a Cardinals team who's led by Nolan Arenado, who batted .333 during spring training this year and had 5 RBI. Meanwhile, Paul Goldschmidt, he hit 4 balls out of the park during spring training, and he also had 11 hits in 22 spring training at-bats. Now, pitching-wise, Adam Wainwright's coming off a 17-win season where he struck out 174 batters and finished with an ERA slightly above 3. Now, I do think the Cards should be able to get all over Brubaker and the Pirates in this one. I'm going to go ahead and lean towards St. Louis, -1.5 in the over 8 runs. Next ball game, it is going to be Reds versus the Braves, 8:08 Eastern first pitch. Atlanta's -210, totals 8. Max Fried for Atlanta, Tyler Mahle for Cincinnati. Now, Mahle's coming off a solid 2021 year last season. He went 13-6 and struck out 210 batters. Now, Mahle also pitched 10 2/3 innings during spring training this year. He went 2-0 with no homers given up. Now, of course, the Reds have been pounding the baseball over the past couple of seasons. And newly acquired Aramis Garcia, he hit 5 home runs during spring training. Now, Cincinnati's taking on an Atlanta team who actually did run into some problems last season, giving up runs despite their World Series title. And even though Max Fried was outstanding in 2021, he did allow a couple of homers along with 6 runs in just 7 innings of work during spring training. So with all that said and done, I do think Cincinnati should be able to keep this one close. Should be a pretty fun game to watch. Could be a potentially fun one in Atlanta here on Thursday. I'm going to lean towards Cincinnati, +1.5 in the over 8 runs. Next ball game, Astros Angels, 9:38 East. The LA Angels are -130, totals 8.5. Shohei Ohtani on the bump for Los Angeles. Framber Valdez for Houston. Now, Valdez went 11-6 last season, 3.14 ERA, and 22 regular season starts. And as usual, the Astros have a lineup who can absolutely pound the baseball. Yuli Gurriel, Michael Brantley, and Yordan Alvarez, they all hit multiple homers during spring training this year in very limited action. Now they're taking on an LA squad who typically allows a lot of runs. And even though Shohei was remarkable last season, well, I got to chalk up 2021 as one of those once-in-a-lifetime seasons for Show. I just don't think there's much sustainability hitting 1 million homers and pitching over 130 innings. Like an injury, I don't want to speak this on him, but it's just not sustainable to be that good pitching and hitting in the majors with the best baseball players in the world. Plus, anytime Houston's catching plus money with Framber Valdez on the bump, there's always incredible value in that price. I'm going to go ahead and lean toward Houston +110 in the over 8.5. And with that, guys, we're going to jump into our next and final matchup for opening day. It is going to be Padres versus the Diamondbacks, 9:40 Eastern start time. San Diego's -165, totals 8.5. Yu Darvish for San Diego, Madison Bumgarner for Arizona. Now, Mad Bum's gotten the W in just 8 out of 35 starts for the D-backs over the past couple of seasons. He also posted an ERA of 4.67 or higher in both of those seasons with Arizona. Now, out of 11 spring training innings pitched, Mad Bum allowed 3 home runs, walked a couple of batters, and he also allowed 5 earned runs. Now, offensively, the D-backs lineup is less than desirable. They're taking on a Padres team who's got Yu Darvish on the hill. Now, Darvish was just 1 strikeout shy of 200 Ks last year. He also had a whip of just 1.09 during the regular season in 2021. Meanwhile, this year during spring training, Darvish struck out 14 in just over 11 innings of work. He also allowed just 3 runs. Of course, offensively, the Pods have one of the more powerful lineups in the National League. I'm going to go ahead and lean towards San Diego, -165. And the under 8.5 runs. Of that, guys, that's going to do it for me. Don't forget to check me out on BrockPage.com. Now, you guys may be wondering what the difference is between what I do here on YouTube and what I do on my website. Well, what I do here on YouTube is I'll handicap the entire slate of games in any given sport, side and total. And what I do on BrockPage.com is actually share with you which one of these free YouTube picks on my channel that I'm actually betting on personally. Now, guys, another reminder, if you do end up getting a membership here today on my website, just keep in mind you're going to get billed the day you sign up and then the first of every month following that. So if you do end up getting a membership here today on brockpage.com, you're going to get access to that content every single day all the way through the end of April. I always tell folks in every single video, the earlier in the month you sign up, the better. And guys, if you want to get access to every single bet that I give out on that website, you're going to want to think about signing up for my board member tier. Now, not only do board members get access to the board member tier bet itself, you actually get full, complete access to every single package that I offer on that website all the way through the end of April. The board member tier is an all-inclusive package. But most importantly, guys, got to thank you for joining me right here on YouTube. I really hope you enjoyed all this great free content, all this great free information. And with that said, guys, happy Wednesday to you, or Thursday to you, depending on when you're watching this. Best of luck to you. And I look forward to seeing you later on today on my website at brockpage.com.